The problem was that we didn't have an engineered and approved way of hauling poles into inaccessible locations.
In the past, we would haul poles out on an F550, even smaller trucks, F250s. If it had a rack and we needed to get poles somewhere, there was a practice that we did, and then it got squashed. We were told to stop, that we didn't have a procedure for that. So from there, we started hiring vendors to do what we used to do with our own PG&E trucks.
You know, the problem is that sometimes as management employees, we don't always listen to the feedback that our employees give us. In this case of the VBlock, our employees were asking for a solution on how to transport poles into areas that their big trucks can't get into.
Well, this issue was one of our top priority that was brought up from the grassroots bottom all the way up, and we just never gave up on it. It was something that was always brought up around the whole system at all our local meetings, all the way up to our regional meetings, and to our group that gets to meet with Greg Corrali. And we did our report out, and he agreed that we need to have a solution.
The challenges were that there was no standard across the industry to haul poles on top of power wagons.
Some of the challenges were around how do we implement this? Does it require engineering? Who's going to lead the engineering piece of it? And really coming up with a solution that addressed all the concerns from the different organizations. Well, I think what made this unique is that it took really a collaborative effort between a lot of organizations within PG&E, as well as input and cooperation from our bargaining unit employees.
We worked with fleet engineering and an external agency to actually engineer these racks so that we could assure that they were capable of hauling poles safely.
Well, the employees are the ones that are going to be the end users. So they know best what's needed out in the field. So their input was very valuable to ensure that our solution would work for them.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it's our biggest win, I think, for grassroots, for an issue that was brought up out in the field to getting resolved. It's a big win for us.
Well, I think we created that atmosphere that everybody's an equal, and that we would take everybody's input and come up with a solution that worked for everybody. Well, I think what's changed in the company is that we're more open. That in the past, it just seemed that we would give them the solutions that we thought would work for them. So what's changed is that we're really seeking their input to make sure that whatever change, modification, doesn't matter if it's a vehicle or work process, really works for everybody. Timing was perfect for this modification to happen. This summer, being one of the worst drought years in history, that we've had numerous wildfires and a lot of access issues, so the timing was perfect to get these trucks modified.
Truck's performing well. There's over 100 trips that we know of that's been used, and the feedback's great. The guys are glad that we can put poles back on top of our F550s again.
I'm proud of the partnership with all those agencies and our employees to come up with the best solution that's safe and fits the needs of our employees.
I think what I'm most proud of is that the process worked, that it started from the bottom, was raised up to the top, and we got the solution that the guys out in the field, our employees out in the field, they got a truck that can haul a pole to inaccessible locations.
You know what I'm really proud of going through this process is that, well, of course, the end solution works fine and feedback was great, but really the teams that came together, different organizations came together, got on the same page, and in the end had the same goal to come up with something that was usable out in the field.
Our senior leadership is listening to us, and that issues, if they're brought up and we have something that we can offer, a way to improve something or to get something back, that they're willing to listen.
Use their grassroots teams to bring that up, boil it up to leadership, and leadership's committed to supporting their employees in those grassroots efforts.